I'm gonna fix the clutch on a Graco 3500 pump. So I'm doing this. This is this housing. This is that spindle thing in the middle, and then the field thing goes around it. This thing goes around the spindle. I call it a spindle. You can call it whatever. But here's the housing, like I said. I had a hard time figuring it out because I changed the governor gear inside the engine because that was busted. So I took it all apart, but I didn't realize that this has to be a certain distance between the outside of this housing, and take a straight edge outside of this housing to the face of that spindle. So I took basically I found this slide ruler. I think it's what I called it. It's supposed to be, the measurement says 35.6 millimeters or 1.41 inches. So on the slide ruler, you can see I'm just a hair under 36 millimeters. So between 35 and 36. So I figure that's close enough. There's really no need to split hairs over that. But basically that's what I'm doing. So, and then when you do this depth, and then I have this paper sleeve that goes around this before I put this on. And when I put this on, this will be the spacer between this and the outside of this to give the proper, and there's like screws, little set screws. There's 4 of them. See, one, there's 2 more down on the bottom that you have to adjust evenly, so the thing sits perfectly center. I mean, you can see there's all the way around there's spaces for the set screws to go into. So, and make sure this is all nice and cleaned. This inside here, the outside, no big deal, I don't think. And then I also cleaned the outside of this thing too, because it was pretty nasty looking. And, you know, dirt and grease, and I think a little bit of rust on it also. So, anyway, I found these, or I had a buddy of mine send these instructions. So he did some work on 3500 pump where he's at, and he had a hard time trying to figure it out. And he finally found the instructions after calling around. Thanks, Dave, for the instructions, because I would be dead in the water if I didn't have these. So I had no clue, just like you did, that there was supposed to be a depth. And I even called around to different places that repaired spray pumps, and none of them had a clue what I was even talking about when I asked them about, you know, is there any setting, or, you know, do I have to have any measurements with the spindle thing, how far it has to be out or anything like that. And I took pictures and sent it to them, and I was asking questions and nothing. So my buddy Dave, he sent me this PDF after I talked to him, and he's like, I went through the same problem. So it took him a while to figure this out too. So this is not common knowledge. Even the Graco people that actually fixes pumps for a living, you know, I don't know if they know this or not, or they just don't want to tell you. But you can do this all yourself. You don't have to pay a bunch of money to have this done. This is the part of the clutch. This is electronics that pushes the clutch in and out. It's basically, this is like a clutch pedal. Or the pressure plate, it pushes the clutch in and out. So, anyway, and that's basically what it is. And here's the kind of like the flywheel that pushes on the clutch in and out to make the, here's the clutch. And it goes in and out to turn, you know, tell the pump to kick on and off. So, and that's what the electronic, that's what your power control box controls. It controls this, and this is magnetic, so it pulsates it. And it basically kicks the clutch in and out to get perfect, you know, get your pressure, turn your pressure up, turn on and off, and all that stuff. So, that's how that basically works. So, like I said, so you have to do that slide ruler. And it's a little hard with this slide ruler. I just measured from, you know, this out, and then I took a straight edge across, And I went like this because the straight edge sometimes gets bent, and that just slightly bent a little bit. So I figured that it's not bent this way. This edge right here is not bent. So you just take this across. You can use any old straight edge as long as it's straight. It's not all bent up or, you know, has a little curve to it or anything like that. As long as it's bent or straight. So, and then you measure out with your slide ruler. And I would imagine you can go to Harbor Freight or wherever to buy these. I mean, this one I found in a box at a yard sale. So, you know, I think it was $1 or $2 at a yard sale. But it says work skids or something like that. So I would imagine you probably buy this at Harbor Freight, and it's plastic. So I would imagine $5-10 maybe. I don't know. But anyway, or you might have one. Who knows? So anyway, just to tell you, so you don't need any technical tools or anything like that. You do need an Allen wrench. There's a couple bolts here, and there's, you know, all the bolts on the outside of the thing to put it back together is all Allen wrench. And I found it's a 3/16 Allen. That's 3/16 because that's a 3/16 socket, so that Allen is a 3/16 Allen. So, and what I did, I didn't have one that was a socket where it had this, and it was just a piece of Allen that I had, and I end up cutting it with a hacksaw just so I can slide it in there, so I have something I can use for a ratchet. So that makes it really easy. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do. I don't, you know, I have tools, limited tools. I mean, I do have these, and that's basically what I turned it into. I got the idea from seeing this, and I was like, whoa, I can do that. So, you know, I do have the tools, but I didn't have that size. So anyway, and you're supposed to, these bolts here, it says to torque them down to 1.25 inch-pounds. So I would imagine just get it tight as you can if you don't have a torque wrench, because that's basically what I'm going to do, because I don't think I have a small torque wrench that would do 125 inch-pounds. So, I mean, if you do, that's great. If not, I'm just going to tight as I can get it and just be good. You know, I'm not trying to over-tight it or anything. But anyway, that's, you know, so, and I'll try to post this PDF that my buddy Dave sent me. So, I mean, but there's only 2 pages that really has this instructions. So, this is the crucial part. You have to have this pretty close, really close. I mean, within 0.1 millimeter or whatever it is, because if it's off just by a little bit, it's going to cause a problem. And you know, it says over here, it says you have to have a spacer or a cardboard spacer. Well, I don't have a cardboard spacer, and it gives a part number, and I would imagine, who knows, it'll take weeks or whatever. So I figured something, I doubled up a piece of paper and I just taped it together and wrapped it around that spindle thing, wrapped around this thing, taped it so it fits nice and snug. So this is going to be my spacer, and I figured this is about the thickness of a piece of cardboard. You know, with the spacer, a flexible spacer. So I figured that's going to be close enough. If not, then I guess I'm going to have to order that part number, PN 186-857. But I would imagine it's probably no thicker than what this is. I know I'm kind of doing a little bit of half-ass backwards, but well, I'm doing what I can. So there you go. This is something that I've searched online, and I couldn't find any videos about this, how to do this type thing. Like I said, I called around at different places that said they do, quote unquote, work on Graco pumps. They do, but they don't mess with stuff like this. They do other parts where, you know, you need packings redone or something like that, but they don't mess with this stuff, because most of them I talked to, try to pick their brain, didn't have a clue even about this or what I was talking about. And I try to use technical terms as in what the stuff is actually called. Like this is called a field, you know, and try to talk to them about that, and talk to them about the actual the flywheel and the clutch plate. This is a clutch plate. So most of them was just like, well, you can bring it in. We'll take a look at it. And it's just like, no, I'm not wasting my time. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there's no need for me to bring nothing in. So, and sometimes you have to be stern about that. You can't just drop it off and hope for the best, because sometimes they don't even know what the hell they're doing. And they just want you so they can charge you an hourly rate. And whatever it is, you know, is $40, $50, $60, $70 an hour for them to look at it and then turn around and say, oh, we can't figure it out. Sorry about your luck. And then you have to, owe them a bunch of money. Where you can do this yourself with the proper instructions. And this manual is actually from Graco. It's a Graco manual, and like I said, I posted it. It's in PDF format. I'll post it and with this video, so you'll have it. You know, so we're not, so us, mechanically inclined people don't have to pay a bunch of money to have some tech person at some quote unquote does Graco pump repairs. You can do it yourself, and there you go. Sorry for the long-winded description of everything, but I'm trying to be thorough with everything, and trying to show you guys everything that you guys need to see. Like I said, this has to be a certain depth away from the face of this, so this slides in and out. You got a couple Allen bolts right here on the side that you tighten up, and you can get to it through this hole, obviously. So there you go. Well, you guys have a nice day, and I hope it works out for you. Thank you. Bye.